our next movement we're going to be doing is monster walks, okay? So that's going to be 5 sets of 20 reps total. So I'm going to step out. That would be 1, 2, right? Notice I'm doing a diagonal. We've done these before, right? So I'm going to go 10 forward, 10 backwards. Now, no matter what style of monster walks you're doing, whether you're going marching forward, right, or just stepping out sideways or walking with it, you're always going to want to look down and make sure that your knees are on the outside of your big toe, right? So I'm not here or diagonaling backwards. See how my knees are on the inside of my big toe? Okay? So, again, I'm screwing my legs into the ground. Whether I go in or out on both legs, you're never going to want that, and you're never going to see that. We always want the legs out wide, knees wide, driving in on the outside of the big toe without losing contact, right? This is not what we're trying to do. We're still trying to keep our whole foot planted into the ground, but screwing the legs in, forcing the knees out, keeping the knees on the outside of the big toe. Okay, after our monster walks, we're going to be supersetting with sumo deadlifts, okay? So sumo deadlifts, think, right, sumo wrestler. Okay, wide like that, all right? So how wide? Let's at least look for our shins to be close to vertical. So I'm kind of guessing right now at first, when I come down, somewhere right around here would be good for me. My toes are turned out. It's obviously going to be much wider than where you squat, okay? So this would maybe be too wide for me. All right, too narrow. As I glance down, I can tell, all right, my shins look pretty vertical here. This is a great start. Everything's the same as far as driving up everything at the same time. All right, I'm not going to lead with my butt first. I'm not going to lead with my chest first, all right? I'm focusing on driving the legs out, just how we talked about with the monster walks, and that's going to help open up the hips as well, okay? So my knees are still on the outside of my big toes, okay? I can still do a mixed grip. Learning on how to navigate the knees. It's gonna be a little tricky, right? Again, I can change my grip if that didn't feel good. Your sumo deadlifts is gonna be 1 set at 10, 1 set at 8, and then 6, 4, and 2. Use those higher rep ranges to warm you up to get to those heavier rep ranges. It's not a max effort for these numbers, especially because we're just newer to that range of motion. So think a little bit more on the conservative side. The idea is to go progressively heavier. We know it's a newer range of motion, or some of us can be really tight in the hips and the adductors, so you can stay as light as you need to. The idea would be to be able to go progressively heavier as the sets move on. Our next trio of exercises is going to start with 5 strict press. You want this grouping to be a little bit more on the heavier side for what we're going to go over. So you guys are going to be able to use dumbbells or kettlebells for this one, all right? I am going to have you go in this more military press style. So you're going to go 5 strict press. And then you're going to go into 5 wide grip lat pull downs. So I'm going to grab a nice long bar, and I'm going to grab all the way on the ends as much as I can. If I need to change this, I can stand up here, right? Change the handles out if I need to. And also, if I can't get my knees underneath here once I sit down, right? I would pull that pin out, raise it up more for a taller person, bring it down more for a shorter person. All right, so wide grip lat pull down. You're pulling this down towards you like if you were doing a pull up. Again, with all of these exercises, making sure we're not rolling forward into here. We're thinking shoulders back and down. And I don't need to make this touch my chest. Okay, if it does, great, but sometimes it makes a lot of people roll it forward. So let's just go as low as we can, as long as we're keeping those muscles engaged that help pull our shoulder blades down and into place. That's also going to be 5 reps. And then with the same dumbbells, what you're going to do is, or kettlebells, you're going to go 5 split stance deadlifts. So I'm going to go 5 on one leg, I'm gonna go 5 on the other leg. So I would say 90 to 95% of the weight is on this leg, and this is just here for stability to make sure I don't rock left to right. That foot is just really close to the other one. I'm just focusing on working this leg, moving like I would with a regular deadlift, just on one leg. That's also gonna be, like I said, 5 reps on each leg, okay? So 5, 5, and 5, and you're gonna go 10 sets of that.